Okay. It should be coffee, chocolate, sex, and the importance of bounce. That's what it should be. I had enough sips of coffee this morning. I missed conscious coffee the last couple days because I overslept my alarm. I literally slept right through the alarm, even though it's right by my head. So that's what happened there. I've just been really, really blowing and going and doing a whole bunch of different stuff. And emotionally fatigued, you could say. Very, very emotionally fatigued. So that's why I overslept my alarm, because of the emotional fatigue, just all the different stuff going on. Recently went through a breakup a couple months ago, and I'm in a custody battle and all this different stuff, and it's just been very emotional and draining in so many ways. And it's testing of one's trust levels, because you're with somebody and you think you know them, and then you find out that you don't. You find out that they're a completely different person, and they've been this different person, and they've actually been a different person for a long time, and it was almost just like it's a great big facade, which is exactly where I'm at, which is just more emotional drain. And then the last few days has just been like pushing through, and all this exhaustion, which is where today's topic kind of comes from. Today's topic comes from my last 2 days. And yes, I'm eating a brownie at 6 a.m. What does that say? You could say that I'm premenstrual. Not really. That'll be next week. But I woke up and there were brownies on my counter, because my daughter made brownies last night. And they're really, really good brownies. So, I'm my own boss. I'm an adult. I can eat chocolate in the morning at 6 a.m. That's totally cool, right? I can. So, topic of today is chocolate. What did I say? Chocolate, sex, and bounce. And the sex aspect is part of the bounce aspect. Bouncing has nothing to do with the sex. The bounce that we're going to talk about, which is actually the real lesson of today, is we all know how good chocolate is. We all know how good sex is. Some of us like chocolate and sex more than others. But the bounce part. Bounce, bounce, bounce. And when we're talking about bounce, it's really about our bounce back. So, I shared briefly that I've been going through this emotional turbulence, right? So, and it's been very emotionally draining, to the point that I even missed conscious coffee. I've missed doing a lot of the things that I typically do on a day-to-day schedule, routine, habit that I have. In the last 2 days, I've just been feeling pushed in all these different ways. Well, what used to take me, and literally, if I had been going through this same stuff when I was in my 30s, when I was, 10, 15 years ago, if I had been going through this stuff, then my bounce back would have been not so good. My bounce back would have taken me probably a couple of years to get back into the groove, to feel centered, to feel aligned, to feel on top of things. And in my 20s, oh Lord, it would have wiped me out for a decade probably. It probably would have wiped me out for a decade. I would have been beating myself up. I would have been feeling bad about, like, how could I choose this person to be in my life? How could I have done this? How could I have done that? In my 40s, though, literally, my bounce back it seems to be 2 to 3 days. So, different things happen. All this stuff goes on, and I kind of like just go boing, like that, and I just have this bounce back where something comes along, it gets me down, and within 2 or 3 days, I'm normally pretty good. So, what the hell does any of that have to do with you? What does it have to do with conscious coffee, with these talks, right? Because I'm not the only one out there dealing with their shit, and dealing with other people's shit, and dealing with emotional turbulence, relationship breakups, losses of jobs. So I can't lose my job because I'm my own boss, right? So thank God I can't fire myself. Although some days when I don't get my work done, I want to fire myself. But I can't fire myself. So I'm not going to fire myself. But other people, you have these moments where you're dealing with your boss, you're dealing with your work, you're dealing with different colleagues, you're dealing with your partners, your lovers, with your spouses. You're dealing with different family things that are going on. Maybe you feel different about your health, all this different stuff. Money, of course, money is always something that can drag us down and make us feel like crap. How long do we allow any particular thing that feels overwhelming to us really get us down? That is truly the question. What is the bounce back? Is your bounce back where like let's say somebody passes away or something. And yeah, there's a mourning process to anything. And that's why I'm using the pass away, because there's a mourning process. There's a mourning process to anything that we are having to let go of. And we're kind of programmed to believe that we need to have it happen really quick. But that also means that we're not really going to get through it. We just kind of like go, okay, I'm going to get through it, and then I'm going to fake it. And then we just do not ever really get through it because we just shut it down. Where if we just allow ourselves to drop into that pain, to drop into that frustration, to drop into whatever it is in a healthy way, then we can release that, move into those different points of our life, go through the mourning process, go through the forgiveness process, and consciously step into those. Therefore, we're moving through it quicker, which makes our bounce back even quicker. Chocolate. Yeah. Good morning, Edward. Good morning, Patrick. Steve. So when we talk about these things where we're just not all the way okay with what happened, where we're feeling struggle, where we're feeling resistance, we're feeling fear, frustration, overwhelm, not knowing what direction to take, not knowing what to do, all this different stuff. It's not about not breaking. It's not about even the feelings that you're really having of not really being able to move through, potentially, not being able to step into it, or even the feelings of just resistance and I'm going to just stay put, I'm going to just get strong, no matter what your emotions are. Truly, the important thing is how long you allow this thing to bring you down to this point of not being able to move. We all go through those emotions where we start to feel like we can't move forward, where we're hesitant, where we're not trusting of others or of self, because we look at the situations, and especially like in relationships and stuff, we go, how did we make this decision? How do we allow that to happen, right? So shit happens and we go, how did we allow that to happen? And then we don't trust our own judgment, which is the worst, because if we can't trust ourselves, then we're really not going to be able to trust in others and be able to open and be vulnerable to others. So the sooner you can move through something, the sooner you can actually get in there and go, well, here's some positive areas that I made really good decisions, and look at how great that scenario came out. Here's some really good things over here, and look at how great that came out. Look at this, look at what's going on right now. Right now in my life, I have these scenarios blossoming. Like for me, yeah. So I had some poor judgment on a lover, on a partner in life, and a lot of good stuff actually came from that relationship. So if I focus in on the good stuff and just realize that undercurrent of what I didn't realize was there is not my fault. That is just somebody else's inauthenticity, right? As soon as the authenticity came out, I made a decision to move on. Now I look at, okay, so I should have, right? We do the little should thing. I should have known this. I should have seen this. I should have blah, 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 blah. Maybe the writing was on the wall, you could say. So the writing was on the wall. I should have seen it. Well, when we're close to a situation, no matter what that situation is, we're too close to actually see the truth. And then when we finally get thrown into something, we can step back from it. We can go, whoa. But also when we're stepping back, we typically go, how could I let that happen, right? Like, how could I let that happen? How could I not see that? It was everywhere. It was so obvious. Everybody saw it. Those statements, those are all processing statements that we have to move through to be able to forgive ourselves, to be able to allow ourselves to trust ourselves again and move forward and release all the stuff where we're blaming ourselves for somebody else's actions. And even, like even with work, because there's plenty of, I had somebody just get laid off from a job in my, one of my clients just got laid off from a job, and they never saw it coming. Literally, it was like everything was all hunky-dory, just perfect, and everything was going great. And actually their boss had just told them, they had just done some review thing and told them how great they were and all this different stuff. And then literally like 2 days later, they got their walking papers. And everything seemed fine. They were like, what the heck? But then he was talking to one of his colleagues, and the colleague was like, oh yeah, they've been gunning for you for like 6 months. That's just the way it is. We hear about how things have been actually taking place for months after the fact, because we end up being blind to things that are right in front of us, and we don't know how to translate them. We don't want to see what is right in front of us, even though it's right there. Does not mean that we're not trustworthy for ourselves. Does not mean that we're not able to make good decisions for ourselves. So you come back and you look at some of the things in your life, currently and from past, that ended well or are appearing to be well now, so that you can actually go, no. Like for me, I have, for all the crap that's happened over the last couple months, my life is full, absolutely full of amazing people, community coming in and helping me, and support from so many different sources. And I look around and I go, this is where it's really the proof is in the pudding type thing. Because when you have such love coming in from everywhere, it's kind of hard to really beat yourself up too much, because you have all that support. So, chocolate. Start your day with chocolate. Sometimes that's just good. It's just playful. Actually, I just put chocolate in the title because I thought it's something that I don't ever really talk about. And I'm eating a brownie, so I'll briefly let you know, hey, I'm eating a brownie. That's all good, right? The importance of the chocolate, though, is don't forget your play. Don't forget to just be a big kid on some things and let yourself enjoy some of the most simple pleasures of life. That's what my brownie message is to you today. That's what that chocolate message is. The sex part, oh my gosh, no matter what you're going through, don't let go of your orgasm, guys. Just don't. And ladies, don't let go of your orgasm. Find your orgasm. That does not just mean in the bedroom. It means in life, which comes back to the play, which comes back to doing different things that you need to do so that you can just enjoy life. The more you can find your orgasm in any little thing, the easier and the happier you're going to be as you move through the challenges. It's going to help you do the bounce back a heck of a lot quicker. Because if we allow the shit that we've got ourselves into to really get us down, then that depression sits in, then, and it starts to come out with like anger and depression and all this different stuff, and then it's just sitting there, and then we're basically vibrating at this very low scale vibration, and that's never going to get us anything that we want. Not at all. It'll only get us what we don't want. So, finding your orgasm is extremely important. Make sure that you're sticking to those things that make you feel good, even in times that you don't feel good. I think it's like an airplane, like a little crop duster, maybe a little Cessna, which makes me think about taking a Cessna on an evening tour of the city. Hint, hint, for anybody out there who wants to do that. There are these Cessna tours here in Dallas where you go down and you can do, it's like a whole dinner meal, and you go out and you can do like sunset Cessna trips or sunrise, or not sunrise, you can do sunset dinner during the day, different things like that. And they're really, really beautiful rides. So if you are in the Dallas area, there's something to go do. They're not even bad priced. It's like, I want to say it's like $200 for 2 people or something. And that's dinner included. So, all right. I'm not being a tour guide for Dallas right now, but the plane made me think about it. So yeah, which is what? Orgasm. Doing stuff like that. I mean, I hear the plane and then I go, oh, that would be fun. Like the hot air balloon that came over the house, what was that, like 10 days ago or something? This hot air balloon came over the house and I was, ooh, I want to go on another hot air balloon ride. Like, hey, the balloon festival's coming up in September. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Looking for the things that turn you on, that excite you, that make you feel good, that is adventurous, it's playful. That's the orgasm of life. And it's doing those things that keep us going and keep us really in more of a great alignment to what we want, because we're feeding our soul, because we're keeping that channel open. And as we're keeping that channel open, we're now drawing more good shit into our lives instead of focusing in on the negative and drawing more crap into our lives. So you want a good bounce back ratio? You want that to be, all right, yes, we're going to have shit happen and it's going to pull us down. Don't want to stay down there. Don't want to move in, right? We're not setting up camp down there. I'm going to bounce back. Well, to bounce back, you process, you allow yourself to get mad, you allow yourself to cry, you allow yourself to go blah and let the ego do whatever it's going to do. You do those things and you allow yourself kind of like a down day. Just a down day of just relax, process, get through it. And then you figure out something fun to go do. You figure out how to connect. You figure out people to be around that's going to make you laugh, that's going to comfort you, that's going to give you positive things, not just more negativity. You go and you find different things that are going to bring you up, much like a hot air balloon, right? You gotta be able to bring ourselves up. So really, really, truly, look at your bounce back ratio. Look at how quickly you can bounce back. Does it take you a day or two? Does it take you a few weeks? Does it take you a few months? Are you still lingering on something that happened last year or 2 years or 5 years ago? Not a good bounce back ratio. If you are sitting around literally thinking about something that happened last year or the year before, guess where your energy is at? Your energy is at that back there. It's not with you here. It's not in the current. It's not living with you with exactly what you're doing right now. So your vibration is doing this, okay? And you're in this frequency of yesteryear, you could say, instead of the frequency of right now. And if you want a higher frequency, you have to apply conscious action, feeling, and thought to increase that vibration so that you can actually draw into your life exactly what you want. So, anything else? I don't think there's anything else. I don't. More coffee because I need more coffee, but I don't think there's anything else. Okay, so on that note, since there's nothing else, I'll make a quick announcement. I am doing this class. It's a 10-day course, Facebook Live workshop here on Facebook called Stop Fucking Around. It's 10 days of alignment ass kickery, and we are on day number 7 of the live training that is going on there. It's been phenomenal watching people share their stuff and really tap in and get more into alignment. It has a beautiful process. It's been an absolutely beautiful process over the last week. Can't wait for the next 10, probably 4 to 10 days that group is very active, and it's probably going to be like more 10 days because I'm actually adding in a whole bunch of bonus stuff. My group does not even know about this bonus stuff yet, so if they actually hear this or watch this, they're going to find out about it. So I'm actually going to, so I have these 10 days of, each day is a different topic, a different training, and what I'm adding in is some VIP hot seat things. So everybody in there is going to get to do these hot seats with me. So I'm going to be doing live broadcast Q&A. We're going to get into the nitty gritty about different things that is actually going on, where they're trying to manifest and everything. So as they pop off that, and we're actually going to do some like real live training in there on the stuff that they are dealing with, which is going to be very, very powerful. Even if you're just listening in, hearing other people's stuff can be a very powerful thing. But I just wanted to let everybody know that that course is still accessible because everything is recorded. Everything is available for download in there. There is a lot, because the group is not going to be getting shut down right away. If you even jumped on it right now and signed up for that group, you can make it through all the activities that are in there, watch the videos, and still really work through all this stuff and get all this empowering stuff to get your life in order, in alignment, and start creating that fuck yes life that you want. So that you have a really super good bounce back to whatever you're trying to do in life, right? So check out that course. I will make sure that a link is added to this video here shortly. And yeah, other than that, go have a fucking amazing day, and I will catch you guys tomorrow around 6 a.m. ish for another conscious coffee. Okay guys, stop existing, start living. Love you.